Moving on, next on the list is the neglected Heirloom / Ashmouth Blade. Dual combo.
Going into the uncommons.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
so how do we do this?
I guess
I think we ranked them.
Heirloom is the base force, so
I guess we do that first, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, on its own, it's yet another one of these 1 mana, 1/1, equip 1 swords. It's just a sword in a box. That's kind of cool.
It's got a skull in the hilt.
it does have a skull on the hilt. It looks cooler than any of the other ones of those. What is
this sword?
I mean,
it's
I'm just actually now I'm wondering. Wait,
it looks like it's got like a weird mace end on it, like a mace sword or something.
That's just a big pommel. Don't worry about that. It's
wait, sorry, I was looking at I just couldn't see the tip of the blade behind the decorative art on the box.
Yeah.
Neglected Heirloom, looking at it, looks like a normal ass sword. It's a normal ass short sword. It's quite short. It's got, neat decorations going down the front and all that. It's basically, honestly, in the shape of, I think it's basically a dirk, which is more of a dagger. But there are some long dirks as well. So
I think this is pretty cool, to be honest.
Is this a cultist sword?
Yes, it's basically a cult. A cult owned this, or a cultist family owned this.
Yeah, it's got like the demon heads down there. And everything.
And that's why that's the flavor of it. Basically, like, hey, when you flip to your dark side while holding this blade, the blade also awakens its dark side, and is revealed to be, yep, this is a cultist blade with like a demon in it the whole time.
Oh no, the rats got scared.
So I think
anyway.
I like Neglected Heirloom because of the transformation aspect. I think that's cute. I think cursed blades are cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And also, like I said, of these 1 mana 1/1 equipment, I like it visually more than all the other ones as well.
Also, it killed that rat.
It definitely killed that rat.
Well, I mean, are we rating these things together or separately?
Separately.
Okay. So, are we sure?
I don't think we should. It's the same sword.
It's the same sword, just in two states.
You kind of have to take it as the whole package.
It's like
if I take it as the whole package, I like it a little bit less because I hate how Ash Blade looks.
What are you talking about? It's a demon blade.
You have to take it as the whole thing.
But it's a demon blade. Demon blades are cool.
Ashmouth Blade looks like a fork.
Yeah. Demons like forks. That's math.
I don't like forks like that.
What, you like chopsticks? What the hell's wrong with you?
I mean,
spoons? Are you a spoon boy?
I'm kind of a spoon boy.
You eating spaghetti with spoons?
Okay, no, I definitely eat spaghetti with a fork, but
yeah, exactly.
I don't eat spaghetti with swords.
What would you prefer to face a hippo with? A fork or a spoon? Answer, damn it.
Definitely the fork, but god damn it. All right. I guess I have to. If we're going to rate them together, we're going to rate them together. But
yeah, I think they have to be like this one in particular, because it's literally, that's what it does.
I mean, it's like I use this metaphor when you're discussing these things as what things go in before. It's like, it's the trick blade conundrum. Like the kind of sense of, it's a weapon that transforms. It's still the same weapon. It's just a magical one.
Yeah.
Well,
the curse
trick
took
blade,
over.
I like the untricked version way more.
This looks like something a Castlevania enemy would have.
Yeah, I'm into that.
A shitty Castlevania enemy.
Wow.
You take that back.
I'm talking like one whose sprite was reused from Rondo on.
Wow.
Hey, some of the best enemies in the game.
Some of those are real good.
Yeah,
take that
exactly.
back. Skeleton Ape is great.
Yeah, Kicker Skeleton is great.
Yeah. Anyway.
Neglected Heirloom. I like Neglected Heirloom more than Leonid Scimitar. I don't like Ashmouth. I like Ashmouth Blade less than Prying Blade. Therefore,
what?
I could put it there.
What? I like it better than Prying Blade a lot. It's a cursed sword that turns into a demon sword, and it cuts a rat in half.
Fork.
It's one of the few swords we see actively cutting something. It cuts that rat in half.
Just by turning it in half, it's just there. It just knocked him backwards.
Yeah, well, look, that's pretty cool.
I think I like it less than Mind Swords.
Oh man, putting it up way higher than I would have, but okay.
Yeah, I could jive with that. I could play with that.
I would definitively put it at least below Flaming Sword, but all right.
I mean, itself is on fire, but it's ghostly demon fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about that, like, the white ghost fire or blue ghost fire. Still, I just hate the
No,
fork on it.
I get you.
That sword basically ate that rat's life.
If that fork went down the entire blade, I would be more okay with it. But it starts up there. I hate it.
Right.
Moving on. Banshee's Blade.
Okay. Banshee's Blade.
It's
This
like
sword is
another.
just screaming at you.
That's pretty cool. Also, it looks like a Leonin Scimitar, so I'm against it.
It's a mirrored sword.
It's
Exactly.
a Mirren sword, and
But this is from the Tangle. That's a elf holding it.
I don't like its design, but I
Yells
love
also
that
suck.
it's yelling at you.
I mean, that's the bit I'm most into. I enjoy the fact that this is just.
I mean, it's the
real
entire
asshole
crux of the thing. Yeah.
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 It is a sword that screams.
I mean, I like it better if the sword looked better and it was a sword that's green, but it's a bad
Sword
sword
would
that also
scream
screams.
like a man.
Oh,
God, I'm getting a
fast!
headache. I'm getting a headache. Can we not do this today? I can really not be bothered.
I just want to be in my sheath all day and just eat popcorn. You got any popcorn?
All right. I love this sword now.
Hey, did you have to make me looking
I
like
want to
crap?
see for popcorn.
Oh man, popcorn! Better put a charge counter.
Oh, man.
Keep it at your side and just have.
No,
a
you're
sack
making me
full
love
of,
the sword. Shit. Oh,
Shit.
Sack full of
Yeah.
pentacorn and just feeding it.
I mean, it is kind of taking a bite out of the dude, basically, where you hit a dude and it takes a bite out of them. And it gets stronger. Like, that was pretty good, boss. I could go in for another one.
Okay, if you're gonna be getting me like the good stuff like that, then swing all you like. But if you're not gonna hit anything, well, put me back.
Can we fight some popcorn?
Okay, if you wanted to use me against a hippo, I can bite through a hippo.
just throw me at the hippo. Let me get in its mouth, and I will go to town without you. Just don't worry, boss. I got this. You and me, we're taking the world. I like
Oh,
Banshee's
man.
Blade a lot now.
well,
Shit,
Oh no.
I'm
we
sorry,
did
I'm
it.
sorry.
Oh,
We accidentally made the
God,
science.
You made something better by making it worse. I love it.
All right. Better than Steel the Godhead. Ugh.
You're doing a complete 180 on this.
Yeah.
I think not as good as Steel the Godhead, but better than Flowstone Blade.
I'm willing to do that.
I'm willing to do that.
Before
Because
it's
by doing this, this is de facto the actual canon of the sword now. This is what it does.
Yep. that's-
absolutely, it is a sassy sidekick sword that doesn't want to do it unless you can hit.
Or you
Wizards
give it popcorn.
put that in an art book because it's true. That's a fact right there. Next on this list, it is a Civic Sabre.
Man, I love sabers.
I like
You do?
sabers. I like this
The
card.
thing is, it is also quite fun as a card because like you +1/+0 for each of its colors is a neat mechanic, and also if you put this on a colorless creature, it means it doesn't do anything, which is also fun.
Which is true of some sabers.
Yeah. I mean, if you give a Civic Sabre to an Eldrazi, the Eldrazi is not going to know what to do with it.
But also, if you give it to a training golem, it doesn't know what to do with it.
Well, yeah, because it's not trained to use swords. It's trained to be hit with swords.
Also, a training golem has no concept of civic duty. That's the whole thing here, is that in order to
yeah.
actually use the power of the sword and really like have its blade cut, because it's like a sort of magical sword, it's a subtle one, but hey, guilds. Basically, in order to use this thing properly, you have to be of civic mindedness.
I mean, is that the fact that people will try to rob you in the
Yes,
city?
yes. Also, I like the fact that this blade exists in part just so you can stick it on fencing ace.
Yeah.
So you can fence ace some people with this sword.
Yeah, okay.
I like Civic Sabre a lot, which is my personal admitted bias towards sabers showing. But guess what? Sabers are dope as hell, and I want it up there.
I like.
Okay.
I will admit I like Civic Sabre a fair bit, not just because I
Okay.
drafted it a bunch, but also because I think it's pretty okay.
It's nice one-mana equipment.
I like a sword that encourages people to run for mayor of Ravnica.
I think you're
I like-
assuming a lot about the word civic there.
I like a sword that, makes people want to join grassroots movements to improve their society.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah. And Civic Sabre definitely does that.
I don't think that's the case, but okay, sure.
No,
Hashtag
it
Vraska
definitely.
did nothing wrong.
Vraska did nothing wrong. Let's say I would put it. All right. If I set aside my personal biases, it's probably above Flowstone Blade. That's me not even setting them aside very far.
Oh, man. Banshee's Blade versus Civic Sabre.
I like it less than Flowstone Blade.
But more than Mind Swords?
More than Mind Swords.
Yeah,
Okay.
honestly, that's about where I was at, was in the Flowstone Blade, like, vicinity. Like, I don't think it beats Banshee Blade because, hey, what does? But
I mean, Edge of the Divinity, Pirates, Cutlass, and Steel of Godhead.
I mean, sure. Under certain definitions, it'd be yes. Hey, name one. Which of these swords is a better friend?
The Edge of Divinity might speak to you.
Yeah, but it's like prideful things.
Yeah.
That's the worst kind of friendship, my friend. It's the worst kind. Speaking of
By
good
that
friends,
logic, does that mean the Steel of the Godhead says awful things?
Yes.
no. Yes.
All right. So up next, we've got yet another curved sword. We got Dancing Scimitar, which has...
I love Dancing Scimitar.
Dancing
Yeah,
Scimitar's
you
cool.
do.
It's a flying sword. Flying swords are cool.
Oh, it even did a couple somersaults.
Yeah. And also, you kept on putting more swords on it. And
Yeah,
it just kept on...
so it was just a big sword pile just flying through the air.
So there's two
Mhm.
arts for this. There's the Arabian Nights art, and then
the
there's the 9th
art.
edition art. Both of which are
Yeah.
fine. Like, as far as 9th edition art goes, the 9th edition has pretty bad art, typically. I think this one's fine.
Not that it's fine. It's fine. Not that it's fine
it's-
art. What are you talking
7th
about?
edition is the art.
I'm sorry, you're correct. I was confusing it with 7th edition. My mistake.
Ninth edition has great art.
I get 7s and 9s mixed up.
That's really weird.
It's
So
because they got the curve to them.
So I, weirdly enough, on the 9th edition art, I like the dude on the art more than the sword, because that is totally a kung fu dude, just dodging it. But I really like the Arabian Nights art. That is a
Same.
handsome looking, overly curved sword. But that's fine because it's alive. It doesn't need to be designed for human hands.
I really like the flavor text on Dancing Scimitar from Arabian Nights and everything of just like, it's a flying sword that is just having fun being a sword, because what is more fun in life than being a flying sword?
Absolutely.
I think it's also just a pretty good sword. Like, to be
I
honest,
love
like,
it.
a 4-mana 1/5 flying for colorless is pretty okay, in fact.
It's hard to hit because it's just bobbing around and also is a sword.
Yeah. Hell, the only reason...
I love the concept of just a flying sword.
Yeah, when you get down to it, that's basically the platonic ideal, too. That means you completely remove the person from the equation. Just, why don't we cut out the middleman, the literal middleman
Like,
between the sword and you.
Like, a dancing scimitar versus a hippo.
Dancing Scimitar wins, because what the fuck is the hippo going to do to it?
It's gonna bob in, hit it, and then, yeah.
Yeah, and you don't even have to be there to get, like, you could be standing back, like, shouting, like, do it, sword! I believe in you!
And the sword's going to really appreciate that encouragement.
Yeah, it'll do even more flourishes and dances. It'll be great. I like this thing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the question. Is it a better friend than Banshee's Blade?
Yes, absolutely.
It's definitely a better friend. I don't know if it's a better sword.
It absolutely is. Compare the sword itself.
It's a better sword.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like
Yeah, I
lean
mean-
and crap.
Does not have lean and stuff. Man,
I
that's
like-
hard.
I like Dancing Scimitar more than Pirate's Cutlass.
Ooh.
I could screw with that. I could.
I'm actually, thinking about it more. If I'm going to be putting it up there, I think you're
Like,
right.
straight up, this is a scimitar.
Yeah. I mean, not quite.
I
It
like
is
it.
a scimitar.
It's a dancing
Well,
scimitar.
Says it in the name.
Yeah,
Sure.
but the names are sometimes wrong.
You want to fight about it?
Yeah, I'll fight about it.
I have so many dancing scimitars, my dude.
That's true. You've beaten me up with the Dancing Scimitar before.
I'll be bold here. I like it
Yeah.
better than Edge of the Divinity.
Oh, man, that's pretty bold.
I just
Mhm.
really like the idea of a flying sword. Like, it's a primally good
I
thing.
could probably go with that.
Like it's like you said, it's the sword with the worst part of the sword, the dumb flesh bits holding it.
That's true. I'm willing to accept that.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
Dancing Scimitar
Yeah.
is our current number one sword.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can, yes.
Yeah.
That's good. I like Dancing Scimitar's just good. You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's simple, but it's very good in that simplicity.
Right.
And now,
Speaking of dancing ensouled scimitars, it's ensouled scimitar.
Which is what if we made Dancing Scimitar, but it was all
and equipment.
And it was on
and
Mirrodin.
also made of crystal, and also what is it even beating up?
It's just a lich dude with his own sword.
What is
I'm gonna be honest. I like the lich dude with his own sword way more than Soul
Yeah,
Scimitar.
that dude looks cool as hell. His sword
Yeah.
looks dope. I like his blood blade there. But I think that's just like a zombie. Like, what are the zombies called on there?
the Nim?
Yeah.
No, because you can see his eyes still.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
because Nim had the plates. Is he one of those vampires?
No, because at this point the only vampires also had the plates. They were basically Nim.
So Ensouled Scimitar is has a unique thing on it, which is a dude who doesn't fit into the the lore of the set at all, but is cooler than the actual card Ensouled Scimitar.
What the hell is that guy?
Who is this? Who are you?
Who are you?
The insult scimitar is gonna fight this guy. It's like, you're not
Not
allowed to
an
be here.
ogre. It's not a goblin.
Is he an elf?
He's
Like a
he's
fucked
kind of
up
got
elf?
elf ears. He like an elf that lost his nose. He's your
It's
grandpa.
more troll-like than an elf.
He doesn't look like one of the Tell Jalad trolls, really.
Yeah, that's the whatever. He could be a weirdo that was just brought to Mirrodin like the other things.
Sure. Now that aside. I don't like
Anyway,
Ensouled
sorry,
Scimitar.
that was.
I don't like Ensouled Scimitar.
Like,
Yeah,
it's,
I
it's
getcha.
fine, but
Which
like,
is really weird because it's almost literally a dancing scimitar.
It's a Dancing
could
Scimitar,
hold it.
but worse, which means that it's spitting on the memory of Dancing Scimitar.
Oof.
Yeah.
also it looks like crap.
It looks like crap.
It's made of crystal.
Yeah, and it's made of crap crystal.
Yeah, like, okay, if you haven't told at this point, I like blades that look like blades.
Yeah.
Like, I'll take a rough blade, like if it's like a particular like use case. But I don't like this idea of like these craftsmen like in their like, you know, like smiths, the crystal smiths, if it may very well be, bashing things together and it's like, yep, here's my blade. Hey, did you deliberately make it look like crap or what? Like, and it's like, yes, I've got cans for hands.
But also, it does become a flying sword.
Yeah, but
True.
a way worse flying sword.
It's look, I'm not saying it's got no value whatsoever.
Right. Like,
I'm not saying it's got no value whatsoever. And to be honest, as far as swords go, it's pretty all right. Like, it's fine. Like a 3 mana, you know, get 1/5 with equip 2.
It has the sword cost and activation on equip, like, you know, the sword of X and X that we'll be seeing later, for only +1/+5.
Yeah, and plus I like the fact that it is like
+1/+5 is pretty good, though.
it is,
It's
and
a lot of fun.
and basically the +1/+5 you get is from holding a dancing scimitar, which is pretty okay.
I think it's from the scimitar floating around you.
Sure.
Okay, I forgot. I do not like it. As far as my own opinions on the aesthetics of swords,
Right, so we're clear. I don't like it. I'm just, doing the science.
yeah, on my side, it's a very careful balancing act. I'm actually totally cool with some silliness going on if it's justifiable, but I also definitely prefer some normal stuff as well.
See, I like silliness. I don't like bad craftsmanship.
Yeah, I don't like Ensouled Scimitar's look at all. I'm gonna personally put Ensouled Scimitar
Okay,
on the bottom of my list so far.
Is it better than Leonin Scimitar?
Personally, to me, no, absolutely not.
I'm maybe it is a flying sword.
It's ensouled even, yeah.
Yeah,
Bad
like
flying sword, though.
they put in the soul of a bad-looking sword into this bad-looking sword.
Man, this is hard, actually. Huh.
There's also nothing saying that it enjoys itself either. The sword it might not even have a good
Yeah.
time being a sword.
Wow.
It doesn't have
yeah.
the joy of like the sword bro like dancing scimitar.
Yeah.
Like it's like of someone trapped in a sword, which is just tragic.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And honestly, I am going to hold it against this card. I like the dude in the back way more.
Yeah, same. Straight up.
I'm holding that against.
Like, you know what the worst thing about that dude in the back is? He proves that they can just make straight friggin' swords.
Exactly. They can make a good sword. The craftsmanship on that blade is so much better. Like, that blade looks cool as hell. They can make swords that don't look like, oh, I hit it on the rock 20 times, and here's what it looks like. Fart.
This guy just keeps dropping further for me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm totally perfectly willing to put this at the bottom of the list right now.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
Compared to veteran sidearm.
Yes. Veteran sidearm at least has some like sentimentality going on for it because it's stuck with that person that entire time.
See, this at the same time, it is a floating flying sword that does float around you.
You know, he's got a good point. It is a flying sword.
But here's the thing, there's already a flying sword on here that does that job way better, and it doesn't get like any...
Right. But that's not how the science works, because you do have to compare it to, say, greatsword.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
Is it a better sword than greatsword?
No.
I'm personally putting it below greatsword.
I think it's below
What about
greatsword.
the Khopesh?
At least the Khopesh has being a Khopesh going for it.
Khopeshes are Khopeshes. That's facts.
And then the Scimitar is a Scimitar.
Yeah, and it's a bad one. That's not a Scimitar.
It's still a Scimitar, my dude.
The dude in the back's got a better Scimitar.
He does, I know, but you can't hold that against...
I can. I 100% can.
I know you can.
Like, if you did the thing of, like, turning this image around, like, flip it 180 degrees so we're behind this dude, and it's just holding that sword up, the card would rule.
I still think this is better than veteran sidearm.
I think you're probably right. I can be convinced on that.
I don't myself because I hate this loses a lot of points to me because it's just worse than Dancing Scimitar in pretty much every respect.
Like I said, the only thing that I think puts it above veteran sidearm is it floats around you, and that is cool.
Sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have that even uniqueness factor for me.
Right.
Yep.
I get you, and I respect you.
All right. So dishonorable mention time.
So Ghostblade Eidolon, in my opinion, the bestow counts because it's definitely giving those two swords, but it's still
it itself isn't the sword though. It's the ghost holding the sword.
You're wearing the dude.
Here's the question:
or the dude's wearing
the swords
you?
part of the ghost?
No, they are the ghost swords.
Are the swords part of the ghost though?
The ghost is holding ghost swords.
Yes. Wait. Look at the art. They even have the Stardust thing going on with them. So yes.
Yeah.
So the swords are part of the ghost then?
They are part of the ghost.
Okay, then I'm willing to let it go pass this by. I've made a strong argument. I feel like I made a pretty strong argument.
Also, I just disagree with it.
Okay, well, I'm willing to
because
pass
then you
it
have
by.
to look at every bestow creature as things. It's like,
I
know, and even then, it's like I don't know, man.
Is a bull a sword? I was gonna say, is a bull a horse?
Is a bull a horse? That's a good question. People want to know, is a bull a horse?
Ever since ancient history, man has looked at the stars and wondered.
Is bull a horse? The answer definitively is no.
Oh, finally, we can say that now.
Oh, man. I don't know if I'm ready to go quite that far yet. Give me a little time to think about that, like sleep on it. I'll run the numbers. I'll get my dudes up together. We'll run the math.
While you're doing that, then we'll talk about Heirloom Blade.
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, Heirloom Blade. It comes immediately after Greatsword, but we already did Greatsword. So, Heirloom Blade.
Okay.
I like the flavor of this a lot.
It's pretty cool. It looks cool.
Bob died. He left this sword to his son.
All right, yeah. It looks pretty cool. It's got a...
Got good flavor.
Are just... I'm pretty sure those are just actual runes if I'm looking at them right.
Probably.
You can probably make out what that says.
It says dead.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I'm into it.
And then when his son grabs the blade, the runes say change to alive.
Oh, so it's fucking it's the golem text basically. You scrub out the H on Emeth and bam, the golem's dead.
Well, it's more like it's more like a status thing. Like it's your Facebook status. When the sun holds it, it updates its status to alive.
I mean, Heirloom Blade's all right.
I think it's
3
cool.
mana, upfront cost, equip 1 for +3/+1's pretty good,
Yeah.
plus the additional upside, you know?
Yeah. I like the flavor of this.
Yeah,
I've
I
said
like
that
the flavor of
multiple
it as well. Now, it looks all right. It does not look special. That is a fantasy sword right there for certain. It's a fine fantasy sword, but it's definitely a fantasy sword.
Sure.
Yeah.
It looks like a sword Wayne Reynolds would draw.
Sure.
I mean,
yeah.
it does, though. Look at it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, Carmen Sinek.
I like everything else about your illustration, Karmic Sinek, but I don't like the look of the metal on your sword, because it's got that Wayne Reynolds, I barely know how metal works look to it.
Well,
Oh,
come
don't be
on.
mean like
oh,
that.
don't
That's-
be mean.
I mean, it's true, though.
No, it's not. You
Look how good that armor
be
looks.
respectful.
The armor looks great, yeah. I'll be respectful to Heirloom Blade.
That's not who I'm saying to be respectful to. You
I know.
dick. Oh,
What, Heirloom Blade?
Sorry,
above
Carmen.
Ashmouth Blade?
unnecessarily mean.
I mean, when you think about it, Ashmouth Blade /
Neglected Heirloom.
Neglected Heirloom and Heirloom Blade are kind of similar things along different lines. What do you prefer, like the honorable, like heirloom, like left to your son, or do you prefer?
I like the one
I
that's
guess Grandpa kissed Satan.
I like the one that's not a fork.
I like
I mean,
the idea of.
I like this better than.
Oh man! I just really like the idea of discovering that Mima really like getting it nasty with the demon style, and this is how you find out is that you get into the demon style, and you're like, Mima, you too? As rats fall over.
I'm sticking by my guns, though.
Yeah.
That's right. That's about as mine swords cutting things down.
Absolutely. Mind swords are great.
All right.
Moving on. It is the Hero's Blade.
Yeah,
It's Zergo's sword,
it is.
which is pretty good.
It looks all right. It's got a big old choppery look to it, and like,
Unfortunately, we're gonna have to disqualify this blade.
why is that?
It no longer exists. It never existed. This card's a lie. Never happened.
Well, I mean-
this is from Fair Forged.
Oh wait,
This
you're
was
right.
the-
Shit, I
Yeah.
screwed up my joke. Oh no, I got owned.
Okay, so it's actually not Zergo's sword. then.
No,
is.
sorry. It's not
Zergo's
Zergo's.
inherited it.
Oh, Zergo. Okay, he would be Zergo, but he would have inherited.
No,
this
Zergo didn't have
also.
it. Zergo didn't have it in
Yeah.
this timeline, so it's not Zergo's blade. Some dragon ate it.
I mean,
So Zergo had it in the previous timeline, but he doesn't have it anymore
Yes, it's true.
because he strikes a bell now.
Time
doesn't-
travel sucks. Anyways,
He doesn't
um,
smash helms or mash helms.
Yep, I think it looks cool. I like it.
sure.
It's very simple. I'm okay with that as a visual style. It has a very strong Mongolian feel to it, which I'm into.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Doesn't have that disc pommel, but it's got that nicely carved hilt going on. The dragon thing, it's got the tassel.
Mm-hmm. I do like
I
the
mean-
Mardu in general.
The shape of the blade is aesthetically nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
That aside, that's just a sword.
Yeah.
It's
It's a
a sword
fine-
made with dragon fire, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
yeah.
It's pretty cool.
like it's neat.
Yeah.
That's about the best I can say about it, really.
I would put it above. How about? Okay, let's just start here. Is it better than Prying Blade?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, I'd say that.
Is it better than Flaming Sword?
Sure.
Yes.
Is it better than Ashmouth Blade?
Yes.
It's better than Ashmouth Blade. I don't think it's better than Neglected
Oh,
Heirloom.
come
so
on.
yes.
I
The answer is
disagree.
yes.
I
It's better
disagree.
than Ashmouth Blade.
Oh. All right. Is it better than Heirloom Blade?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Is it better than Mind Swords?
Well,
Begrudgingly, yes.
okay, yeah, I'm not that. Now, not better than Civic Sabre.
But what is more heroic than yeah?
What's more
No,
heroic than
no,
serving
actually,
society?
you just convinced me the other way that it's worse than Civic Sabre.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Civic Sabre is inspiring you to serve your community,
Yeah,
and that's very heroic.
yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
Hero's Blade, which is definitely like convincing you that you are a champion of some kind. So you're
And-
gonna go
and-
off and just do your own thing. And,
I
like,
don't think it's. I think it's the other way. It's you are a champion, so here's a sword.
Yeah, because also Zergo was a dick.
Oh yeah.
Zorak was a dick. Absolutely.
Yep.
I mean, he's still kind of a dick, even now he's kind of a coward.
Oh, he's absolutely yeah.
Yeah.
Next on this list is the Mage Slayer.
Mage
Okay.
Slayer.
This is a sword that apparently just beats up
Wizards.
wizards.
Yeah.
Though I will,
It beats up wizards just by being a sword, and therefore it can beat up a wizard if you get in there close enough.
also,
Yeah.
it's also funny that like the flavor text is basically just Kresh just saying, "Look, whatever, just
You
hit
know, it turns
stuff."
out all swords is the same when you're talking about hitting a wizard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate the design of Mage Slayer.
Why? Because it's made of bone.
No, actually, I like the striations of bone going on there. I just hate how fat it looks, and also the way that the guard works, and I don't like anything else about it.
look,
If
they
you
don't
were to
know
give
much
this
about
thing to
swords
me-
here. See, I like this type of blade design better than like all that Mirrodin junk because there felt like craftsmen were just bad at their jobs. This one feels like, look, we don't know swords. We hit stuff.
We
and
made
they
this
die.
out of something's jaw.
Yeah, we made this thing like
That'd
to
be a
do.
really, really big jaw.
Have you seen Naya? There are very large behemoths.
That's true. Got some of them Baloths in there. Football Baloth.
I don't think Naya has Baloths actually.
Well, whatever. Mage Slayer. I don't particularly like how it looks.
I kind of dig it though. It's got kind of a tribal look to it.
It's very barbarous.
Right. Yeah, I kind of dig that though.
Yeah, I don't.
I
How do
like
I
that. I like.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not high on it, but I'm not low on it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with Mage Slayer. I enjoy the simple barbarous feel of, hey wizard, yeah, hey look at my sword. Yeah, it's a pretty bad sword. Yeah, but I've been working out for like 30 years. Crunch.
And then you throw it at them and
Shit.
it comes back. And then you actually get in there and attack.
Right. Yeah.
Man,
Like
if
the
there was like a rope on this though, then I'd be kind of into it again.
See, it's like the whole like the flavor text is basically saying, yeah, the sword sucks, but
Yeah,
Right.
the sword sucks though.
the sword sucks,
it's
but
cool looking.
it looks cool, and if you hit a dude with it, they die.
Like I've already made a I don't particularly think it even looks cool, but I don't actually feel that badly about it overall. I don't think good about it. I don't think well of it. I guess is how I should put it.
Man.
Is it better than the flaming sword?
I don't think so.
Uh,
I say yes.
The flaming sword has got jewels on the hill, and I know that's not actually like a big point, but I think that looks cool.
I say it's better, but I won't go better than saying it. I won't say it's better than Heirloom Sword.
Heirloom sword or
Heirloom Sword.
So you're gonna put it above Ashmath Blade?
I could put it above Ashmouth Blade.
no? I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
Yeah, and since I think it's at least below flaming sword, then yeah,
Mage Slayer.
low
Done.
Ashmath.
Yep. All right.
All right,
Oh.
now talking about stuff from Kamigawa, we've got an Adachi. Now you want to have your other sword that's just a sword? Well, this is an option.
Okay. Is it better than Greatsword?
I mean, as a card, yeah. +2/+0 and first strike is better than +3/+0.
Oh yeah, Nadachi's a great card.
Yeah, Adachi is a very solid, like, limited card. No question about that. Doesn't really have enough hilt for being a real proper Adachi. It just looks like a big katana.
I mean, yeah, that's basically what they did.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm going to have a bold opinion. I don't like Nodachis.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
They offend my anime sensibility.
Of a really big katana that's not a katana.
Yeah, just...
I like them when they're properly drawn, where they got the real long hilt and you got to use them in a weird way
Sure.
because of it. I like the decoration right where the blade meets the habaki, I think that's called, the gold bit, and then you got the backing filigree.
It's a neat stylistic
I just
blade.
had a brain thing. I'm sorry.
Yeah?
Okay, Onaginata, right?
I hate Onaginata. It looks awful.
You hate the art for it,
Yeah.
but it's got the long hilt.
No, it doesn't have enough.
I know, it doesn't, but it looks like it.
Yeah, you can clearly tell on Onaginata, or you're supposed to, that there's a lot more.
It's a polearm,
shaft going
yes.
there, but yeah.
Ah, God, sorry, it bothered me.
Anyways, Nodachi's fine. Like, it's a sword.
Nadachi is quite fine.
Yeah,
I like it more than Rune Sword. I'll put it above Rune Sword. I like it a little bit more than Great Sword, and less than Hedron Blade. Yeah, probably less than Hedron Blade. It's definitely fine.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Let me look at it some more.
I mean, it's a pretty cool looking blade.
Yeah. Man.
I would definitely use this to tear other samurai asunder.
I mean, except the thing says no. The flavor text says you don't cut anything samurai asunder with this. You just beat them
they're
to
wrong
death with
about
it.
that, though, and you know it.
This is a Kamigawa Nadachi.
Yeah.
It's basically
shouldn't
a
be that
club,
heavy.
apparently.
All right, I guess I just prefer Ronin War Club. Can we put Ronin War Club up here
It's
instead?
not a sword, and you know it.
Yeah.
I know. Oh man, it would be up there though. Kanabo.
It would. Man,
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I think I like it better than Hedron Blade.
Okay.
I like it better
I'm
than
actually
Scimitar.
fine with that.
The Scimitar is the one that I'm fighting with.
Lean and
mentally.
Scimitar. Okay, consider the following. Nodachi looks like a Nodachi. Leon and
Doesn't,
Scimitar looks like a mistake.
Nadachi looks like a big
katana.
katana.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It's all right.
What does Leon and Scimitar look like?
It looks like a weird spikety.
Exactly.
scimitar. It's just spikety enough that I'm okay with it.
Man.
I'm willing to put this above Lean and Scimitar.
I mean, I'm all
Is
on
it better
board
than
with-
Prying Blade?
No.
No,
I like Prying Blade's idea more than Nadachi, because it's just Nadachi's just a sword.
I agree.
I agree.
Okay. It was too big to be called a sword. Thick, heavy, and unwieldy. Truly, it is more of a heap of iron. The Ogres Cleaver.
That is
Okay.
a big screwy sword.
It's
an
kind of
oversword.
rad, though.
It's pretty
I
cool.
personally argued against this being a sword
It's
a while ago.
It's
But
totally-
what would you call it?
It's a big cleaver. Cleavers aren't swords.
Okay,
Inherently.
so it's got a blade longer than 16 inches. Is that a knife?
like
Cleavers
are
aren't
you,
knives.
are you saying Kazul is just
Okay,
using this for
fine.
making dinner with like his cleaver? Like, come on.
With an ogre can make their dinner with this.
Exactly.
But that's not the
Yeah.
prime purpose. It's a sword.
Man. It's totally a sword.
It's totally a sword.
It's sword enough for me to agree, but like I don't think that highly of Ogre's Cleaver.
That's cool. I think
love
it's rad.
I love the flavor of the fact that it is literally so big and hard to wield that it costs a lot to equip.
Well, yeah,
That is cool.
It's very expensive to equip, and I mean, in Rise of the Eldrazi, you'll get that mana. It's not
Oh,
that
yeah.
hard to get 5 mana in Rise of the Eldrazi. Like,
You
Yeah,
know,
but-
and you use it to mess up an Eldrazi. It's great.
Yeah.
it's the way that you're supposed to shore up that Well, that is definitely an Ulamog's Crusher over there. Let me go ahead and put this on my 3-power thing so I can kill it in combat and just annihilate 2 real quick.
Where does it go?
I like it.
I'd put it above Rune Sword at best myself.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Wow.
feeling low about it.
You know, that's real funny because I would actually put Rune Sword above it.
Okay, right? Yeah, no, I'll put it below Rune Sword if asked.
Like, I would put it above Great Sword, though.
I'm okay with that.
Sure.
It is rad.
Is it, though?
Yes!
All right. Speaking of swords.
Rise of the Eldrazi swords.
It's Pen and Blade.
It's pretty cool.
Yo, Ganondorf, why didn't you ever use this in Smash? You pull it out for your win animation, and that's it. It's fucked up.
I think this blade looks cool. I think this dude looks cool.
I think honestly, the dude looks cooler than the blade. The dude looks like a
Dark Souls.
He's all right. He's pretty Dark Souls just because I've got that helmet.
Yeah.
I think the blade's fine. I think Pen and Blade's sword is okay.
Yeah. The issue I have with this is that it's more of a it's being used as the pennon purpose than anything.
It's a battle standard. Yeah.
Yeah, like the strength that it gets there from its ability is more the fact that it's calling other dudes to that standard than the actual sword power of the blade.
But it's still a sword, and that's rad.
That is rad.
Yeah,
like multi-purpose use of swords is pretty good.
It's all right. The perspective on the art here is actually very weird if you actually look at it closely. The sword starts out angled towards one end and twists to the other one once you get past the pennon.
Yep. Well,
maybe
it broke.
It's like that though.
Yeah, maybe the blade broke. Maybe the blade broke and he's holding it together with the pen.
It'd be really bad because that's just a strip of cloth.
Yeah.
It's magic pennon though. Don't worry about it.
It is a magic pennon. I'm willing to accept that.
All right, where do we put this though?
I don't think too highly about it, but it's all right.
That's fine. Is it better than Leonin Scimitar? Yes.
I'll put it above Leonin Scimitar and just leaving it at that. Would you put it below Leonin Scimitar?
No, yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. Do you feel any more highly about it, Zorak?
Nope. No, I think that's about right. I like the no Adachi better.
Okay. And here's another dishonorable mention of swords. To be honest, we just don't know what's going on with Stormseeker. It's got a sword on the art, and I guess you could make the argument that the sword is the thing, but
I choose to believe that the sword is named Stormseeker, but there's nothing to back that up.
Okay. But at the same time, like, what's doing the damage in this card? It's like
the sword.
Is it the lighting or the sword?
It's the sword.
Are you throwing the sword at them?
I don't know. It's got runes on it.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like I would argue that Stormseeker is just a piece of art that Mark Poole did at one point, and they made a card around it. Just because.
I don't think that's how it worked back in the day, but
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah, I just feel like we're better off erring on the side of not judging it.
Yeah.
I agree, just because I emotionally feel nothing for Stormseeker.
It's a pretty cool looking sword, though.
It's a fine looking sword. It's not that cool.
I didn't say it was real cool. I said it was pretty cool.
Yeah. Coming up on cool looking swords, though, we got Sword of the Meek. Yeah.
This is a weird looking sword, but in like a good way.
That's a Cinquedea right there. That's actually a Cinquedea.
Okay.
It's wide enough. It's got at least 3 fullers going on. It's got art just like depicted on it. It's got a real nice upturned guard. It doesn't exactly have the right hilt for it, but that's okay because the hilt on Cinquedea sucks anyway. So
remember when this sword was banned?
Yeah.
Remember when it was destroyed twice in 2 different cards' arts?
Nice.
Which 2 cards are that?
Crossing Grip and Return to Dust.
Ah, yes.
Are both destroying the Sword of the Meek because it can come back.
Yep.
Yeah,
this is also the Sword of Jacques Lever. Jacques Lever.
Mm-hmm.
A Frenchman from Llanowar.
I see.
Yep.
So Sword of the Meek is pretty rad.
Yeah, I think
pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
It comes back.
Like, I like the flavor text, or not the flavor text, because there's none. Like, I like the general flavor of it, particularly with that association with, like, Llanowar. Like, Llanowar likes 1/1 elves and such.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's also tied specifically to Pendelhaven.
Yes, that too.
I also like the visual effect of the art on this, where it is just the sword, but it's cutting through the negative space.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's a
cool.
good look.
Sword of the Meek is cool. I like Sword of the Meek a lot. I mean,
It also looks a bit like the sword is entering, undergoing re-entry right now. So it could be coming down from space.
I choose to believe it's reforging itself.
Sure.
Oh man, from space.
So
yeah.
How do we feel about the fact that the main use of Sword of the Meek is it, like, getting broken?
That's pretty cool.
That's all right. Like, if it just comes back, that's a feature. All right. If it breaks, if you hit something hard enough with it and it breaks, but then like you pull it out again somehow by like putting it together, that's pretty kung fu, and I'm into that.
I see.
Breaking your sword on someone's head.
But it's also just people just breaking the swords to summon helicopters.
Hey! Ornithopters.
Sure.
I'm into the Sword of the Meek quite a lot. I'm going to put it above Hero's Blade. For now. Don't know how much.
I think I like it even more than that, though.
I'm with you. I like it better than Civic Sabre.
It is the sword of the proletariat, and therefore it is above Civic Sabre in that respect, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
When you think about it, it's also better than like the Banshee's Blade in the sense that it is also a friend, and it's less. It doesn't talk back to you and like keep using your like Netflix account.
Banshee's Blade absolutely uses your Netflix account.
Banshee's Blade doesn't even have eyes.
Like he can open up his own
here.
Yeah. Like
it's got to be listening to Stranger Things, all right? It knows, it doesn't need to see the visual effects of that.
The worst thing about Banshee's Blade is that he could get his own account, but he just keeps using yours. Jerk.
Yeah, it keeps on getting you weird recommendations on Netflix. I don't actually want to watch Bleach, Netflix. I don't. I don't know why Banshee's Blade just like watches it incessantly.
Oh,
yeah.
It's because of all the swords there.
Yeah, oh god.
Hey, look at this! All these swords are pretty hot.
Yeah.
I'd fuck that sword.
Yeah, it's better than Banshee's Blade. You're making me hate Banshee's Blade now.
Banshee's Blade, it commits the absolute sin of swords of being owned on main.
Oh man. Do we like it better or worse than Steel the Godhead?
I do like Steel the Godhead's floating, levitating sword qualities. I do also like Sword of the Meek coming back from space and also being an excellent friend.
It's the friend to all, when you think about it, Sword of the Meek, friend to all children. Wait, no, it's not a friend to little girls.
No, yeah, you can't. Little girls have
little girls are not meek enough.
Yeah,
I think it's better than Steel the Godhead.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But is it better than a Pirate's Cutlass? Like, Pirate's Cutlass has really got like some really good generic flavor.
I think it's better than Pirate's Cutlass, but that's the highest I can get with it.
I think I'd agree, because like just if I'm talking about everything else, I like all the flavor behind Sword of the Meek. I like that it's a good card. I also like how it looks a lot. Like from both the design of the sword and also just how they did the art. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll put it above Pirate's Cutlass. It is now the number 3.
I can accept that.
All right. Coming on next is a little bit of a weird one. Tanos' weaponry. It's a weird one because there's 2 arts for it, and on one of them there's just 1 sword, and that's like definitely what it is. But also on the 5th edition art, there is about 500,000 swords.
It's all the other weapons he invented, most of which are swords.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to be judging it mainly off of the 1 sword, as opposed to the 5.
That 1 sword, there's piles of it, so yeah.
You mean that 1 sword that you can only see like part of it and like most of it's off screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's being held by who's that holding that blade? Is that Tanos?
No, that's not Tanos.
Okay, so it's Daryl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Daryl is using the sword that Tanos made for him.
Yeah, I
don't
found
like
the
it.
sword. One of Eris' robots is going to eat me.
I don't remember what's special about these.
I don't like it.
That's what's
To be
special about
honest.
it. Yeah, I think it sucks.
I mean, it was fine back in the day, I suppose. It's just
It's
2
like
minutes.
it's like proto equipment.
Yeah, it is proto equipment. It doesn't blow up when your creature dies, so that's all right. I'm not super
Right.
into it because it's really boring.
Yeah.
Tarnos' weaponry is just okay. It's a sword with wings for a guard, and also it's kind of long. It's hilt as like the most basic boy pommel there is. And
What
then you
if
got the other art, which you can't make it a single thing about all the other swords anyway. And then about all the other parts of it, there's spears there. I can't judge those. That's not swords.
what if on the original art the blade literally cuts off at like the beginning of the frame?
That's it. Like that's all it is.
It's like that's why he's looking up there. Like look at where his eyes are actually focused on. Like everybody when looking at a sword, whenever someone's looking at a sword, they immediately focus at the tip. Fact. If you like draw the line from his eye to the sword, he's looking
it's not that
at
much higher there. Yeah.
It's not much higher.
I mean, he's looking up still as he's looking. Like his eyes are up. He's looking higher than you think he is.
Oh, so you think he's like in the midst of looking up even more?
I mean, don't make me draw this. I will draw this. Man.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe the sword is like too long. Maybe the sword is like 80 feet long.
Well,
who can say? We can't see the sword here.
So Tanos he worked with clockwork, so maybe it's like a mechanical sword.
Oh, so
There's
like it's
nothing to imply that though.
Except that Tanos made it.
Yeah.
What if the sword in fact ends at the frame, but that's because the majority of the blade is being held in that very long handle? See, when you flip a switch, a blade that's hidden inside the handle extends out, extending the length of the blade to a proper sword length.
I don't like that at all.
Like
Where do we rank
clockwork.
this? We need to rank this.
Below veteran sidearm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Wow. Okay.
Do
Yeah,
you
I'm
object?
with him.
Still a sword. I mean, all right.
Hey, Thomas.
Sidearm is also still a sword, and it's cool.
Yeah. All right. Is it
Also-
though?
Also,
Yeah.
this blade has the S''S, which, while factual, I dislike. All people with S's
What?
at the end of their name aren't allowed to own things. That's just
All
that's
people
just-
with S's are plural, actually.
Yeah, they're all plural and they're not allowed to own things.
Mm-hmm.
Trusty Machete is great. Trusty Machete is great. Trusty Machete is
Machete.
great.
Is great.
It is. I agree.
Yeah,
He is fucking
Trusty Machete's great.
Trusty Machete screws up, like fucks up plants. It's there for you, but it also fucks up vampires. It cuts through whatever. It was the best card in Zendikar like draft and in World Awake draft.
Put your Trusty Machete on a Kraken hatchling, just go to town. They're too fast.
Yeah. Trusty Machete is a friend.
I don't know.
He doesn't say
They're giant
anything.
Scorpion with Nimbus wings.
Yeah, but it's like, I guess we have at some point decided that friendship is a good quality for a sword, and Trusty Machete is definitely a fantastic friend.
Well, you say that, but we also put veteran sidearm next to last.
Yeah, but that's just because Veteran Sidearm's been there the whole
Hey,
time. It's
also-
not a particularly good friend.
Also, veteran sidearm.
I think that's the same case with Trusty Machete.
Also, veteran sidearm is just a sidearm. It's not his main arm.
It's a sidearm. Swords are sidearms.
What about his main
True.
arm?
I mean, Trusty Machete
His
is...
arm.
Trusty
No.
Machete is, to be fair, not actually supposed to be an arm. It is a machete. You don't use
Yeah.
these to fight things.
But look how good it is at fighting stuff, though. Is the
It
thing.
is good at fighting things, though, and that's why I'm willing to say pretty dope.
Like that flavor text is basically them saying, "Marry that sword."
Oh,
And you want to know what?
God, I want to fuck my sword.
Hey,
oh, rude.
Solid Snake does not use
Care
a
about
sword.
swords. It's true.
Exactly.
That's right. So Trusty Machete also has good Raymond's model art. Not overloaded on spikes. It's still very much got his like one line of action look to it, but like it looks really good here.
I like how the sword looks.
Yeah. I'm into Trusty Machete a lot.
Yeah, I would put it like okay. Let's just get started. Is it better than Civic Sabre?
Yeah, I'll put it above Flowstem Blade too because of that.
Yeah.
Same.
Is it better than Banshee's Blade?
It's a better friend than Banshee's Blade.
Yes.
Yes.
Better than Seal the
be-
Godhead.
Yeah, I think so.
I say no.
I think
All right,
it's-
I'm actually 50-50 on this myself.
I mean,
See-
you've got to decide.
So the thing about
Trusty-
Trusty Machete is just such a good functional tool. Also, they're like, yes, that's not the main use of swords, but like, there's something to be said for both, like the magical aspect of like swords are
I mean,
like
It's
swords
not
are
the main
good.
use of swords, but it is the main use of machetes.
Sure, but also like swords are like weapons are a functional thing. Like you use them to get shit done. Yes,
Yeah,
they're
Except
great
for when
when
you don't.
sure, but also
You're not going to be wearing Trusty Machete as a visual piece.
Correct.
You're going to be using Trusty Machete. That's
Like-
useful. Yeah, Trusty Machete's useful. I'm putting it above Seal of Godhead myself.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of convinced me on that too.
It's like
Yes.
it's the common man's like working tool, really.
But I don't think it's better than Pirate's Cutlass.
Pirate's Cutlass has a lot of the same qualities.
Pirate's
of Trusty
Cutlass is
Machete.
also a tool.
Yeah,
Yes, it's
but
also common man's working tool.
it is a common man's working tool. It is
Cuts
also
rope.
an actual sword. We're throwing that out there. It's a sword and not a machete.
Machetes are
Right.
swords. You calling a machete a knife?
No, I'm calling machete machete.
They're swords. Anyways, yep, I think that's fine. Pull up Pirate's Cutlass. I can live with that.
All right, well, Veterans Armaments is next.
It's better than
So the
Veteran
Veterans
Sidearm.
card. I mean, this is a main arm right here. It's a bigger
Yes.
sword.
Exactly.
It's
Main
just
arm.
It's like what, a great sword, broadsword, something.
It's a
It's
long
a-
sword. Long sword.
Okay.
It's a long sword. There's also some armor there, which I think kind of diminishes the value of this card because it's technically
Disagree.
both.
The armor is there. We can ignore judging the armor. The sword there is what adds the power. The armor is the toughness.
Oh, so I can just pretend this is +1/+0. This card then is
If you
very
wish,
good.
yes.
So I like Veteran Armaments as a card.
Yeah, it's
Sure.
a neat soldier like tribal card.
It
It's
is
literally a soldier tribal card. Yeah, it is a soldier. It's true. If we were to put this turn this into a creature before it comes into play, you'd be able to attach Assault Veterans Armaments to Veterans Armaments
Yeah.
But
because
where
it would
do
be a
we?
soldier.
But where do we rank it in terms of soldiers? Let's rank all the soldiers in Magic now.
No.
Let's be here for the next 8 hours.
It would take longer than that.
Yeah,
I don't think
mean-
you realize how many soldiers are in Magic.
I mean, there's
It's
only
like 1,200,
597.
right?
There's like 597, but
All right.
I
Well,
mean,
it still would take a very long
there's
time.
more because there's stuff in Rivals.
oh yes, soldier tokens too.
And also, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. Like I'd probably put this thing somewhere in like the prying blade range.
I wouldn't. I'd actually put it lower than that.
Yeah.
I'm totally willing to just put this thing above Veteran Sidearm and like calling it a day. It's better than that, but I'm fine with it just being there.
I like.
It's probably better than Greatsword.
I was gonna say Great Sword.
Yeah,
I don't
put it
know.
above
Great
Greatsword.
great swords
I put
like
it above Ogres
simplicity is
Cleaver.
good. Oh, huh? All right.
I say above Ogres Cleaver.
Sure.
I'd be willing to do that.
Okay.
Up
The new-
next, though, is that's a good one. That's a real good one coming up.
Wall
boy.
of Swords is
Wall
good.
of Swords.
So
Man, well,
there's 3
I
arts
love
for
Wall of
this.
Swords.
There's 4. No, there's 4 arts of this. No, there's 5 arts of this thing. There's so many arts.
Are there 5 arts of all swords?
There's 10th edition. There's like
7th
7th edition. There's
Portal.
Portal.
And then
Like-
the original.
No, there's 5th
fifth
edition.
as well.
Oh yeah, 5th edition is dark. That's right.
Yeah, and then the original, which is like more cicadas or
Cinquedea.
cinquedeas, like fighting off an ooze.
Or is the ooze part of the Wall of Swords there?
No, it's not. The walls, the swords keeping the thing out.
Wall
Fair
of
enough.
Swords is good. It's cool as hell.
Wall of Swords is a fantastic defensive card too. Just 4 mana, 3/5, 3/5 defender.
Wall of Swords is
flying.
my second favorite wall.
What's your favorite wall?
Sunweb.
Fair enough.
I like Sunweb.
Moments over here. Wall of Swords is real good. I like
It's-
all of its arts too. It is
This
one
is-
of the.
This is a weird one to rate, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, 'cause all the different swords are like it's all different takes on it. And they all look
it's
cool.
just a big pile of swords, and it's great.
It's one of the cards in 7th edition that actually doesn't have bad art either. Like 7th edition Wall of
Yeah.
Swords art is fine.
I mean,
There's
it's
a
not
lot
my
of cards
favorite.
in 7th edition that have fine art. It's just the less than good ones you remember more because they're that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I would honestly say that my favorite one of these arts is probably actually the Portal one.
Real good.
That's just a lot of swords right there.
Yeah, like they're not the best drawn swords, but I'd really like the perspective, like the actual placement of them.
I like the variety too. It's a good variety. I'm into all of the arts is the thing. I like literally all versions of this card.
Okay, so how do we rate a literal wall of flying swords?
I'd say it's good.
Okay. It's flying, which is already a good quality.
Flying swords, which is rad as hell.
Yep.
Which these are in my Scimitar deck because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
They're good. This is a fantastic set of things going on for it. Real solid old style uncommon, and it showed up in Magic in 2014. That's pretty good.
I would probably I'd put this high. I think these are good.
I'm absolutely putting it high.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of wrestling with myself on the basic feature fact of Dancing Scimitar is one dancing sword. Wall of Swords is a lot of swords, but they don't
dance.
dancing.
They're not dancing.
Yeah. They're just
Static
stationary
swords.
for the most part.
I mean,
they probably stab out and get you when you get close, but they don't.
Is it better than Pirate's Cutlass?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the 5th edition art has pirate cutlasses in it, so
yeah.
Sure. Is it better than Sword of the Meek?
I think so. Man, that 5th edition art has I could probably name every single one of these types of swords right here.
It's not.
Probably could. I believe that. You have that ability.
Yeah.
I don't think it's better than Edge of the Divinity.
Yeah. I think it is. I don't know if it's better than Dancing Scimitar, but I put it above Edge of the Divinity myself.
I think the fact that there is so many swords does kind of decrease the sword-like impact of them.
That's true, but I like how on at least most of the arts here, the types of swords here are really different.
Sure.
Which, feels like each individual sword here has a story, you know?
Sure.
Yeah. I'm willing to let it be below Edge of the Divinity, but I personally think it's above Edge of the Divinity.
I feel like it's our number 3.
Yep, I'm with you. All right, we're done with the uncommons.
Yeah. Okay. More than halfway.
Woo.